everybody. So lovely to see you back. I can't believe it's almost 2025. Man, the year went fast. But today I wanted to jump right in and talk about the beginning of a new year. Like for a lot of us, 2024 was a challenging year, and maybe for some of us it didn't go to plan. And maybe for some of us it did, and it was beautiful and joyful and wonderful, and you're sad to see it. And I think each year has one thing in common, and that's that God is sovereign, and we never really know what's going to happen. But the ending of a year is usually always significant for everybody as well. And it's a time where we make resolutions for the new year. And that's what I want to talk about today, is the best resolution that you can possibly make as a Christian. And this is something that's important to talk about, I think, because as a society, we focus a lot on things that, quite frankly, don't really matter in the end. We're not going to get into heaven because we lost 3 gene sizes. We're not going to get into heaven because we made more money and accomplished more goals. We're not going to get into heaven because we saved up to buy a fancier house. We get into heaven because we follow Jesus, because we believe in Jesus, because we choose to serve Jesus. And so I have often wondered this time of year, how come all of the resolutions that we talk about, or at least mainstream society talks about, are vain? How come they're all focused on the outside and focused on what we humans can do in our own strength to get better, to be better, and to be more successful? Why don't we talk about what really matters? And in the Bible, what really matters is getting to know God, getting to know the person that made us, the person that created us, the person that knows us so well from the inside out that he can literally determine the course of the rest of our lives. And the most beautiful thing about knowing God is that you can just rest in this peace, in this knowing that you know God. And even if you have nothing else figured out, that is enough for you to be able to survive another year. I remember some times in my life when I literally had gone through trial after trial after trial, and I had no idea what was going to come next. And the fact that I knew the Lord was the only thing that kept me going, really. But it was enough because He is enough. I'm not saying that we don't need people, that we don't need to love and to be loved. I'm not saying any of that, but I am saying that if Jesus is all you have right now, He's all that you need. And so with that being said, I want to really, really emphasize that because He is the most important thing in life, the most important resolution is obviously to build a relationship with Him, to get to know Him better. And there are some practical ways that you can do that. That includes reading the Word. That's really important to be able to know and distinguish His voice. Definitely praying, and also getting involved in a Bible-based church community. I know a lot of people out there have been really hurt by church communities, and this might be a big step for you. But whatever that looks like for you right now, if you're just watching online or you have a community group of believers that you rely on, like, that's okay. God knows where you're at and he's going to meet you there. But it's important to get around other people that can hold you accountable and help you develop in your walk. And I think with that one goal of getting to know Jesus better, everything else falls into place. The Bible talks about taking care of your body. It talks about how your body is a temple of the Lord, and you should take care of it and eat healthy and exercise and do all of those things. So the Bible figured it out before the world did, in terms of taking care of your body and losing weight and eating healthy and all that. You start taking care of yourself spiritually, you are going to see changes in your body if that is the direction of your goals and desires. So taking care of yourself in body, mind, and spirit is really important. The Bible says that we're being transformed day by day in our mind, and he's making us a new creation. So it's important to, pay attention to the direction of your thinking. Are you thinking positive thoughts? Are you catching yourself when you're in a negative mood and reframing those thoughts so that you can focus on a more positive thought, which brings about a more positive feeling? All of those things matter to God. He cares about the health of your entire body, including your brain and your emotions, and he can heal those emotions. So if you need help in that area, you can always ask him, and he will direct you to the best resources, even if it's just talking with a friend about what you're experiencing. I think that is so important, to have people that you can count on. And you might be sitting on the other side of the screen saying, like, I don't even have one friend. Well, you know what? I want to tell you that I'm your friend. So if you're that person, message me and I'm going to pray for you. I'll pray with you. And God will send you the people that you need to make you feel loved, because he wants you to feel loved like he would want to love you on this earth. And so I think that that's really important to me to emphasize, because for a couple years there in particular, I didn't have a lot of social interaction outside of work. And I think I went like 2.5 years without having like I didn't have a single person to my house except for my caregivers. And I had kind of shut everybody out at one point, because I just went through a really hard time and I couldn't take it anymore. I think that for some of us who go through a lot of trauma, isolating ourselves is a coping mechanism. So it's unhealthy. It's an unhealthy coping mechanism. But now I know that, because I couldn't be further from that girl who isolated herself. Like, I have people over regularly now, and that was all achieved because of Jesus. It was all achieved because he cared enough to show me that he can heal my heart, that people can hurt you, but they can also heal you. And if you don't let anybody in, you'll never find out. And Jesus can help you with all those wounds. He can help you learn how to love people and let them love you. And so I just want to say that, for like, if your resolution might be to have better relationships or friendships, The Bible gives examples of how to do that and how to live a better life, live a more fulfilling life. So you can apply it to a lot of things. But first and foremost, if you don't know Jesus, or even if you do, but you feel like the relationship with him isn't as strong as you'd like it to be, that's the first step in 2025 to a total life transformation. He will change your world as you know it if you just give it a chance, and call on him and believe that he's going to answer your prayer. And I just wanted to end by saying that the definition of a resolution, according to the dictionary, is a firm decision to do or not to do something. And I think that fits in pretty well with making a decision to get to know Jesus, right? You gotta decide that you're gonna do that above all else and not back down from it. Even if you're tempted by the world, even if you're tempted to put another thing first and start living for the world and living by your flesh again, you got to make a decision every single day to surrender to Jesus and to stop living the way the world wants you to live and start living by what the word says. And in James chapter 1, verse 22, it says, "Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says." So that is my action step for you. I urge you to do what the word says. And in order to do what it says, you need to know what it says. And you need to know the one who inspired it, the one who brings it to life, the one who uses it to transform hearts day by day by day by day. If you know him, everything else is going to start falling into place in 2025. But you have to make a decision, and you have to do it sooner rather than later, because you're never going to get back the time that you wasted without pursuing Jesus. I hope you have a wonderful new year, and I might see you again, I might not, but thank you to each and every one of you who support this channel. I truly treasure you. I thank you for watching, and I'll be praying in the new year that God brings you peace and love and light and laughter and joy. I love you. Bye.